Welcome to the Entitled Opinion Podcast. This is the third episode. My first ever guest on my first podcast.
Hey.
We are here with Courtney Goldie Jackson. Some of you may know her infamously from Flava of Love, first season, the classic. You are the one of the audience favorites. Charm School too.
Charm
You did
School.
Charm School too.
Yeah.
And how are you?
As far as VH1 goes. Yeah.
You talking in your mic.
Oh, sorry. My bad. As far as VH1 goes.
Drinking some ginger beer. How classy of us. No alcohol. No alcohol. I got stuck in the elevator of my building for 20 minutes as she was coming. And I'm so thankful that fire department, she came up, the fire department was here. When the fire department, did you read the text that I was stuck?
No, I didn't even see it.
Oh.
I didn't see it until after I saw all the firemen and then you know what I mean? And I was like, wait a minute. And then, I called you. That's how I knew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I called you.
Okay.
Yeah, but I knew something was going on. Because I thought like maybe one of the apartments was on fire.
Right.
Yeah.
No. We was stuck on the elevator 20 minutes and we here now. We made it through. And that was like one of my biggest fears. Thank the Lord. My biggest fear is being stuck in the elevator, and I was real calm. I was real
but it was somebody in there with you. Like, how would you have been if you were by yourself?
I still would have been calm.
You've been good.
I am very calm in situations. Actually, in one of the episodes we're gonna talk about when I got shot. I got shot before.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I got shot.
Okay.
And I want to talk to the dude who dropped me off to the hospital because I was at a party and they started shooting and I ended up getting shot. But everybody was running. I jumped in the car with him and a bunch of other people. But
where did you get shot on your body?
In my arms and in my legs.
Oh, wow. You got shot like multiple times.
Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes in me. 50 Cent. Come on now. I'm a thug.
He know you. He knew you. Don't play like you didn't know this person.
I was in a I was in a mass shooting. It was 5 of us that got shot. But we'll tell the story.
Okay.
We'll tell the story on another episode.
Because you don't meet a lot of people all the time that's been shot.
Well, my hometown of Rochester, New York. It's a lot of us.
New York. Okay. Yeah, I used to live in New York. It's live in Brooklyn. Okay.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say this. Let's talk about how we met. Met on my first day here. I moved to Dallas, Texas, and I went down and there was a comedy show going on
in the speakeasy
downstairs. And I was getting ready to leave. I had went down there. It was my first day here. I didn't even I just was walking around the building and there was a comedy show happening. And I was like, wow, it's a comedy show.
Listen, this is how I knew you were special. Okay, because you're standing on the stairs and the host was talking to you and she was introducing me to you.
Right.
And as she's talking and telling me you're from New York, as soon as she said New York, it was like, like it was like glowing around your head. And I was like, oh man, he is really special.
Because I was leaving.
Yeah.
And you was coming in. And then she was like, don't go. You was like, no, come back in.
You had to. Like, no, I love New York comedians.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, and you new to Dallas. Let's get it, man.
And we hit it off, right? We said it. We went to comedy show.
We got drunk that night.
We said it.
He got me drunk. He got me liquored up in front of a lot of strangers.
We was hanging out with white folks. And this is how I knew we had a connection. Because something happened. This is how you know when you have a connection with somebody. Something happened. I can't remember what happened. And we both looked at each other. We just met. But you know how you do the friend look?
You know how you make the look and the eyes and you know what we thinking and we both thinking the same thing and then we bust out laughing because we knew what we was talking about.
Exactly.
And we didn't say nothing.
Yeah, and that's how I knew. And you're just you are everything, and you were one of my favorites from the show. I think if not my favorite. And it was so good to meet you in person, and you are the same exact person. You know what I mean? I feel like people give me that compliment. I think that's such an amazing compliment. Don't you think?
Yeah, no.
Do people tell you that?
Yeah, no, I hear that a lot. Yeah, I hear that a lot. People say, "Oh my God, you the same from the show." You know what I mean? And I mean, yeah, because I intentionally was like, if I'm gonna be on national TV, I gotta be myself.
Okay, so you are a comedian. I just want to. We don't want to touch too much on that, but I want to know were you a comedian and then you decided to get on this show to make your comedy career?
So yeah, because people always think that I did the reality show first and then I started doing comedy, which is not true. Almost true though, almost, right. Because I had just moved to LA, so I just got to LA. I had been there 2 months when I got Flava of Love, but week 1 I was looking for a job on Sunset and I saw the Comedy Store.
Okay.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
This is what I've been waiting on. I've been waiting to get up, right? And so my very first time on stage was at the Comedy Store on Sunset.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it did there was like a Tuesday open mic.
Right.
I put Courtney Jackson from North Carolina
Right.
on the line. You know what I mean?
Was you number 47 or something like that? You had to wait all night?
It took a minute.
Right.
It took a minute. It was daylight when I got there. It was dark when I left.
Right.
I'll put it that way.
Right.
So but it was amazing. I don't know, probably 3-5 minutes ish, maybe whatever, couple of minutes that I got to get off some jokes that I had been thinking I was.
But it was just being on the famous Comedy Store.
Yeah, being able to perform there. Right. So it was super cool. And then from there I just started like meeting other comics and going to the other spots, and then that was where I was every night. I was at a comedy club every night.
Okay.
Just trying to, get on stage and meet people.
Right.
And so then it was like I did the Flava of Love, but I couldn't talk about it until it came out.
So there was an audition. Tell me about that. So there was you heard of an audition coming for this show.
Listen.
Right.
So I should have known that this show was gonna be a hot mess.
Yeah.
Because the audition was on Craigslist.
Oh.
Yeah, it was on Craigslist. So anyway, when I saw it on Craigslist, I was like, I'm not doing that. And then I did a
Was
video.
Flava Flav name in the audio, or was it for a
No, his name was in there. So
you
knew, right? And I was like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And then I ended up doing a video with this girl. It was like an artist from Houston named Papa Roo.
Okay.
So I think I played like a prostitute. She played a drug dealer, something like that. And so anyway, we clicked, and then she reminded me about the Flava Flav show.
Right.
And she was like, "Girl, come to the audition with me." And I was like, and then I went. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't doing nothing else. And so we went, and I'm like, I tell this story on stage, but I'm like, when we got there, it was only 3 of us in line.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, what is this? This is like a show that don't nobody want to be on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so then they took us back. And they were, asking us questions or whatever. And they asked, her, could she see herself falling in love with Flava Flav? And she was like, Yeah. Right? And I'm like, that ain't how you answer that.
Right.
No, we trying to get on TV.
Right.
So they asked me, and I was like, hell yeah. He looked like everybody else out there. I love him. I'm in love with him. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, got on the show. I got it. She did.
Right.
Yeah, the rest is history.
And so you got on the show to further your comedy career.
I did.
With the idea
to come back to your question, yes, I did.
Right.
And yeah, I felt like it was gonna help me with, getting out there and visibility.
Right, because on the show you were known not to be like one of the messy girls. Mm-hmm. You weren't in the drama. Mm-hmm. I remember the reunion moment.
Not really, but I did instigate a lot of things.
Right.
Yeah. Because I get bored easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And those are the best ones of the reality show. Is like, and that's what we're here for. We need somebody to ask the question.
Yeah.
Well, who didn't? And then boom, let's get the conversation started.
So would you?
Right.
And why would you? And
and was producers using you to do that, or was that your own self?
That was all me.
That was all you.
Yeah. Because it's like, if there's a lull in the moment, then of course my brain goes, oh, we need something to happen now. Something needs to go on. There needs to be some kind of laughter or conversation or something.
Right.
But then, you got all the personalities on there. And so then that can turn into drama real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that show ends, and you end up doing. How long after did you do charm school?
Like a year.
Right.
So it was like a whole year that I was sitting home waiting on Eddie Murphy to call.
Right.
Like I'm waiting on my phone to ring for me to blow up.
Right.
Because this is like the biggest show on TV at that moment.
It was.
And then nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
So then when VH1 called again to do charm school, I was like, yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah. And I can't remember. I don't think I watched Charm School because I was trying to think about it because I remember Monique was there and it was like an everyday like Monique and Pumpkin or somebody used to get into it. That's all I really remember about Charm School.
It was like, I think like it was like more so like her and Boots.
Boots. Yeah, that's what I mean. Not
her
Pumpkin.
and Boots.
Pumpkin is the white girl.
Yeah.
Boots. And her and Boots used to get into it a lot. And that's all I remember about Charm School.
They still do. They still do to this day.
I know there was something because I was looking up things about Charm School and somebody had asked, I guess you made a joke about Monique and Charm School and there ended up being like, there's a Reddit thread about this whole thing. Somebody said, well, what happened?
I know.
With the Charm School joke.
Yeah, I mean, because honestly, I don't really love talking about it.
Okay.
Because it was just like it was something that I wish like hadn't happened. Okay, you know how it is with stand up.
Yeah.
You're like fleshing out jokes. You're trying to see what's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had like material about Flava of Love, but I really didn't have anything about Charm School.
Yeah.
So I'm on stage. I'm in Atlanta, and I'm just like, oh yeah, let me do a joke about Monique. And it had been something I had been kind of working on.
Mm-hmm.
So then I get up, I do the joke. You know what I mean? And it's kind of. You know,
and they said it was something about you. It was like you was back in the house with Flava Flav.
No, I was like talking about like things you shouldn't wear. Like when you a big girl, you shouldn't wear certain, you know, like things. And she know.
Right.
You know what I mean? She know. Come on now, y'all.
Right.
Like I got big girls in my family.
Right.
They know. Like right. And so it went from that to someone was there and called her and was like, oh, Goldie talking shit. And then she called me. And was like, what did you say?
She's baby, listen here, baby sugar.
Sweet baby sugar pie. What did you say at the comedy club? Yeah. And I was just like, at first I had no clue what she was talking about because it wasn't a malicious thing.
Right. And that's not even you, right?
It wasn't malicious. I wasn't trying to like be hurtful or anything like that. And really, it was the joke was like,
Well, let me ask this. How did people know about it?
Okay. Because when we did the Charm School reunion, the producers, because when it happened, I was on the road taping I Love New York.
Okay.
And so I told the producers about it that I was with because we was cool. And so then when it came time for the Charm School reunion, then they brought it up. And I was like, oh, how dare you bring that up?
Something in the show.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Y'all brought that up. That was supposed to be kept on the low, right? And so because they brought it up and they asked me about it, I apologized to her on TV.
I
apologized to her about that. And I'm like, yo,
and she accepted the apology?
Kinda, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it was, but she, you know, she said, yeah, but, you know, I was just like, basically like, come on, man. Come on. I ain't mean nothing.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
I ain't mean nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, some people don't like you saying anything.
Yeah, especially comedians. We all know comedians are the most sensitive.
Very sensitive
ever.
People.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
especially black comedians.
Especially
always, yes.
So you know, it's just like it was a moment, and it just kind of like, you know, rubbed her so wrong that it was no making it right for real.
Right.
So I just had to accept it, swallow it, move on.
Right. And that's it.
To such as life. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so not a big deal at all. And I could tell like there was just in the people were on your side though. I will say that. In the Reddit thread I read, like people were on your side. Like
shout out to Reddit.
Right. How long after Flava Love did you move to New York?
5 years.
Okay.
5 years. So I was in LA for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went to New York to like work on comedy. More.
Right.
Yeah. And then I had to move home. My dad got sick.
Right.
So I had to move back home. And then that's kind of when I stopped really doing comedy. Because I was home. I was in rural North Carolina.
Right. Because that's where you're from. You're from North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah. So I was home for a number of years. And then, you know, I just missed it.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, ooh, where can I go? Where can I go to like get back into doing comedy? And then Dallas was the spot.
Okay, so you're just now getting back into comedy and doing comedy.
Yeah, because I've been here now 4 years.
Okay, and you're also a therapist.
I am.
And what kind of therapy do you do?
So I'm a psychotherapist. I'm a LCSW.
Okay.
Which is licensed clinical social worker.
Okay.
I mean, I've been doing therapy for 8 years.
Okay.
I work in private practice.
Okay.
Right now.
And do you love it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
At first it was weird because like you really don't know what you're doing when you graduate.
Right.
Like you don't know what
it's one of those things where you have to be on the job.
You gotta be on the job.
Right.
You gotta, and then you really kind of learn as you go how to handle. Because you know a lot of stuff, but then it's like, okay, well, when do I, what do I use in this situation versus this situation? And now when people sit down and they tell me, I'll be like, okay, I always say, what brings you to therapy? Right?
Okay, wow.
And then they start talking. And then I'm looking and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, I get it. I'm just, it's clicking.
Now, when you get people, do people notice you from television and stuff like that? Really?
No, they don't. I'm going to tell you, I've got, out of however many people I see now, I probably only have like 3 who know who I am.
Okay.
Right?
Which
out
is
of my
great,
whole
right?
caseload.
which is great.
It's no. I like that. Because it's not about me.
Right.
It's about you. You're coming to therapy because you got stuff.
Right.
And you need somebody who is all in about your stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So, but they're gonna laugh.
Right.
Like we're going to laugh in your sessions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a session or two to cry.
Right.
It might be a little snot, but eventually we're gonna be laughing and you're gonna be enjoying your sessions.
Do you feel like that's a part of your calling from God? Like
absolutely.
A part of your entertainment?
Absolutely.
Because of course you could be on stage. Like sometimes I feel like that. Like as a grown man, I feel like, okay, I'm on the stage, I'm cussing, I'm talking crap, but I need more. I need to do more.
Yeah.
I need something.
So what's
more.
your more? What you want to do more?
More is feeding the homeless people down here. Like I literally look at them.
Oh yeah.
While I'm eating, and I'm like, no, this is not. So I go down there, I feed them like damn near every day.
That's so sweet.
And it's like I'm a strong person.
Yeah.
Using my strength to, for stand up for kids or educate the internet with certain things and with my humor in it. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's my more, as opposed to just being a stand-up comedian on stage. And what I'm talking about on stage, I think it might not be as funny as what it used to be when I was like a ratchet comedian just up there talking and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're gonna leave with something.
Because everybody loves a ratchet comedian.
I know.
Okay.
And people do love me more like that, but it is like I still am ratchet, but I gotta be
yourself.
I gotta give you more of a sub. Like, I'm a grown man now. I can't be up here like I was when I was a young man. I'm a grown man. I can't. I gotta. There's something bigger than just me up here drunk talking to the audience.
Yeah.
And then people love it because I could go at you, especially like a heckler or something.
Yeah.
And that's just not my thing. Like I'm not gonna go at a heckler anymore. Like we're gonna get security and you gotta go. Like I'm not doing that anymore. Yeah.
Security. They gotta get out of here. You know, too. Just to like say, because I know we talk about self-love and that's your thing. And I think I know for a fact at that age, I really didn't love myself.
You didn't love yourself during Flavor of Love.
No, I really didn't. And people go like, "Oh, you were the same one, or you were different than those girls." No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
No, I would not really.
Well, did you know in the moment that you didn't love yourself, or you think about it now and you say I didn't love myself?
I think about it now.
Yeah.
Because it really kind of came to a head when I was on Charm School. Because I wasn't on there long. I was on there for like a couple of episodes.
Do you get eliminated from Charm School?
Yes.
Okay.
I did, and I'm glad I did.
Okay.
Right. Because I think at that point I was starting to like. I was disconnecting, I think, a little bit from myself. And I didn't know why people like me so much. I was like, why do people like me so much? I really didn't know at all. And so, and I'm listening to people say, oh, you're so country. So I'm like, oh, yeah, let me be more country.
Okay.
On Charm School. Let me be more of, oh my God.
So like a caricature of yourself.
I started to become a caricature of myself.
Right.
On Charm School.
Right.
And that's why I was glad I got eliminated, because after I got to sit back and think about it, and I'm like, you were tripping.
But why do you think you didn't love yourself? Why use that? Because that's a strong...
Because I think, like I said, I grew up in a household where there was like a lot of arguing going on. My mom passed away when I was 14. And so I didn't have that constant like reassurance and somebody validating.
Who did you live with after your mom?
My dad.
So your dad was a single dad?
My dad was a single dad.
With how many siblings?
Well, I was the only child from my mom.
Okay.
So it was just me and my dad. Now my dad had other kids, but they lived with
their mom.
Yeah, they lived with their mom.
Okay.
And so he just wasn't that kind of dad that just made you feel good about yourself.
Right.
He wasn't that person.
Right.
And so trying to develop that sense of like strong self-worth and self-esteem. That, and so
because he's one of old school men where that just wasn't really his thing. So there wasn't no aunties or anything that came in.
There were aunties, but I didn't see them consistently.
Right.
I saw my dad every day.
Right.
And we lived on a farm.
Did your dad ignore your mother's passing? Like, was it something that it was like, come on, let's just move on? Or was it something that you guys talked about?
I think we talked about it.
Okay.
We talked about it pretty regular, and I think he felt so lost.
Right.
He was really lost about how to like raise a daughter.
Were they together?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yep. So he lost his spouse. And so it was like a blanket stick. And I was like, I can imagine that because the way that my mom and people do, it makes them uncomfortable to talk about my dad's death, so they don't talk about it at all. It's just kind of like if I was when I was grieving or whatever, they would walk away, and I understand that makes them uncomfortable. And it's so funny. I want to talk about another episode. My probation officer. I was on probation at the time. Like, I got shot, probation, all type of. I'm a felon. I'm a felon. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Am I safe? Am I safe?
I'm a DUI felon though. Come on, it's nothing. It's not even.
I don't know.
It ain't even no real felony.
I don't know.
No, but my probation officer at the time, that was who God sent to me because her dad had just died. She's a Pisces like me. She's Bahamian, and Miss Bliss. Shout out to Miss Bliss. I hope to interview her on the show too, because our relationship was so crazy. It was not a probation officer. She was like my dad. The way my dad dealt with his death, it was so natural. Like. Oh yeah. Hey Joel, what's up, Dad? I don't know. I probably did in like 3 weeks. We gotta hurry up and get this funeral stuff done because they ain't answering the phone. So call your brother and this and that. And I'm just like, he was just, that's who he is, right? That's why I'm so damn strong, is because that's what but I'm not as strong as him, right? So I would hang up the phone and be like, okay, cool. And then I would break down and I would call her because I couldn't call nobody in my family because it makes them so uncomfortable. So she would be with other people, and she just was my safe haven during that time. She'd walk me through it and understand, this is what he's dealing with. This is how he's doing it. This is what's going on. Black lady. That is why I was on probation. I needed to be on probation at that time. I needed her because I don't know how I would have not been able to do that without her. So did you have somebody during that mourning stage?
Sure. Yeah. I had, different like family members, different cousins on my mom's side who kind of stepped in. On my grandmother, me and my grandmother got real tight after my mom passed away.
As a kid though, and I can't even imagine that as a kid, right? I was a grown man when my father passed away. As a kid, is it the same mourn? Well, you don't.
So I don't know, right? I don't know, but I would say that I feel so very lost.
Okay. Did you feel out of body?
I think maybe at first.
Okay.
At first, maybe it's just, and then I'll say this: if anybody who's lost their mom probably can relate to this. But I remember having like a hole. I felt like it was a literal hole in my chest.
Yeah.
Like my heart was gone.
Yeah.
Type of feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I've said that to somebody before, and they're like, oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I had that, I felt that too. Yeah, because it was my mom was like, me.
Right.
Like we're the same.
Okay.
She had this big personality.
Yeah.
She was so sweet. Everybody loved her.
Yeah.
She was just such a good person.
Yeah.
And like to lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we just didn't, I don't know if we ever recovered from that. Right.
Yeah.
Me and my dad together, we did the best we could. And then my dad, like I said, my dad had other kids, and my sister passed away. My half sister passed away the same year as my mom.
My.
So, this is just.
And this was she younger?
Yeah, she was 22.
Oh my.
She was 22. And so, it was just like, this is the stuff that like Black people go through, and you really need therapy. Like me and my daddy needed therapy. We needed to be in family therapy together to like try to work through and maneuver. Yeah. And we ain't had it. Yeah. We didn't get that. Yeah. So it was just doing the best we could. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was there ever any turmoil? Because you were a teenager, and there's teenager turmoil.
Was there ever with you and your dad? I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to be outside. My dad was like, you ain't going nowhere. Right. And especially because my sister was she was killed by her boyfriend.
Oh my.
And so my dad was very overprotective. Yes. Very scared that something was gonna happen. Right. And I'm, so that was that battle back and forth, Yeah. And so I don't know. I think we kind of leveled off once I got in my 20s. Yeah. And it was cool. And then I wanted to move to LA. Right. So, we just, oh man, I don't know. We struggled. We struggled a lot.
So how did he feel? Because you moved to LA. Oh. You're there at 25. You're on the Flava of Love. Oh. What was your dad?
He was pissed. Pissed. So mad. Oh my God.
He probably called Flava all type of ugly.
Yes. Listen, I called because I didn't even talk to him about that. Like once I moved to LA, like we kind of weren't talking really. And I had called my grandmother, and I was just like, Grandma, has my daddy seen the show? You know what I mean? I'm terrible. And she was like, yeah, he seen you on the show with that ugly man. I was Okay, well, so me and my daddy never really talked about Flavor of Love.
Okay, you never talked about it.
Really talked about it.
Okay.
But I knew he was watching.
Okay.
He saw me out there wilding out. I was wilding out.
Wait, I don't remember this. Did you and Flav ever have any intimacy?
We kissed.
You kissed?
We kissed, yeah.
Like a
No.
Was that on camera or was that?
It was on camera.
Okay.
It was on camera because I was so drunk that night.
Oh, you was drunk?
Listen, New York kept feeding me vodka.
Like the first night?
No. The first night I got sick.
Okay.
But anyway, so that was like at the end before I left.
Okay.
Yeah. So I kissed him and he thought we was about to go do it.
Right.
He thought we was gonna get it in.
Right.
So we went to the hotel room. We was at like the W.
Were you attracted to him?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
Because sometimes you could still be attracted to, like, he's a cool guy.
Yeah. To your point, I was attracted to his personality.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was such a cool boy because Flav was real cool.
Mm-hmm.
He was so nice to us.
He don't do drama. He don't do none of that. Yeah.
He was like, every time he would light up. Like when I was seeing him, like, Goldie.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So it was so dope being around him.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but it was the liquor.
Yeah.
And then as I'm sitting there in the room with him and we talking, the liquor start wearing off.
Right.
Yep.
Do you talk about this in your stand-up?
I do. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The liquor start wearing off, and
I can tell you talk about it in your stand-up because the way you just did it, it was so stand-up.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
and he's looking in my eyes, and he was like, "Goldie, you seem like you cooling off," and I'm like, "I am. Oh no, what we gonna do?" Right. So, but it was cool.
Did you think, okay, if I don't sleep with him, then I might get kicked off the show?
Actually, no.
Okay.
Cause me and him. Okay, so that night, right? I'm on the side of the bed, and Flav's walking around, and
cameras are off, right?
Cameras are gone. He told him to leave.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting there thinking like, oh God, you gotta say something. You gotta say something because this man is running bath water in the tub. And bubble. Oh God, the bubbles. I see the bubbles. They coming off the side. They off the side of the tub. Oh God, no. Oh. So then, I was just like, yeah. Oh no, I jumped up and turned the water off. That's what happened.
Okay.
And so he's walking and he goes, Did you turn the water off? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, so you don't wanna? And I was like, no. Literally, that's how that happened. And he was like, all right, cool. So we chilled, we talked all night.
Oh wow! So he didn't like kick you out or nothing to call somebody else. Oh, that's great. That's great.
That's what I'm
love
saying.
That. Yeah.
Like we literally fell asleep with my dress on. Like,
and you know what? I'm surprised. I'm surprised that wasn't attractive enough to you to maybe, like, be.
I didn't have a choice because I got kicked off the next day. Literally, yes. Because he was like, I don't think you really here for me, Goldie.
Oh.
And what could I say? You know what I mean? But had I been able to be there much longer.
So he knew that. He knew that he was, that's probably was like, yeah, she's gone.
Yeah.
Because she don't want to do this when everybody else was probably messing with him.
A couple of people.
Right.
I don't think everybody, but I definitely think it was a few. It was a few. Yeah.
Right. Where do you see your comedy career going? What do you want? What do you want?
Ooh, that's such a good question. You know what? I want to be consistently working. I want to be doing all the clubs around the country and traveling, overseas. I would love to be performing in other countries.
Yeah.
I've only performed outside the United States one time.
What was that?
I was with Lil Rel.
Okay.
And K-Dub, and we went to Turks and Caicos.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that was dope, but that's been like a while ago, a long time ago. So yeah, I would just love to be consistently working, respected for my craft, and also like getting back into like acting, doing more because I've done 3. I think I've done 3 films since I've been in Dallas.
Yeah, they do a lot. They shoot a lot.
They shoot a lot. Yeah, and so just to consistently be working is my goal.
And circling back to that, you said you didn't love yourself. You look back and you didn't love yourself at 25.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that what you went through, it just seems like you didn't really know yourself.
Right.
At what point did you love yourself?
I think when I like I said, I moved to New York. I was there for a year, and then I went back home to take care of my dad.
Right.
And us coming back together,
Yeah.
and me really kind of just being selfless, like putting my career on the back burner.
Yeah.
And really being there for my family. And I ended up taking care of my grandmother too during that period of time. Then I went back to school, got my master's, became a therapist. And during all of that, I think I was able to like really kind of lock in with me and value me more. Then, you know, and we were talking about this off camera about when people say you gotta love yourself, you gotta love yourself, you gotta love yourself. Well, how do you do that?
Right.
You begin to pour into yourself.
Yes.
And sometimes that looks like different things.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes that looks like the big girl, you know, getting in shape.
Yes.
Or figuring out what makes her healthy.
Because you look amazing.
Thank you.
You look great.
Right?
You look great.
Or, you know, going to therapy, right? Which I've done as well, right? Reconnecting with people that you felt like you had like broken relationships or, you know, problems or issues or whatever.
Taking accountability for things that you've done wrong and apologizing. I called so many people and apologized for things I did. I at one of my parties, my going away parties from my hometown, my friend Naisha came. Shout out to Naisha. But I remembered something I did so mean to Naisha in high school. And she was at my party, like helping me pack up. And I was like, Naisha, I can't believe that you're here. You're my friend. You come to my shows, and I did this to you. I am so sorry. And she was like, no, it's fine. Like, it's cool. Like, and whatever. I was like, I started to get teary eyed. I was like, I can't believe I did this. Like, it was just mean and just picking.
Oh, you was getting grown. You was growing up. And you know what? Not even
that was recently. That was not too long ago.
Yeah, and also like I really got into church. Yeah. Like when I moved back home, like it took the Lord for me to walk away from being in New York and following my dreams to being here with this man that I don't even get along with.
Right, your dad.
Yeah, and having to take care of him every day. Yeah. It took God. Yeah. So just me kind of reconnecting and getting my relationship with God on track. Yes. That really did it. You know what I mean? Just kind of did it for me.
Yeah, so, me too. I feel like I kind of just let God lead. Whenever I just let God lead my life and just say what to do and what not to do, and just kind of wake up in living in a purpose of God and what's of God. I talk a lot of. I just made a video about how I feel like a lot of Black brothers, we're not growing up and we're just not. We refuse to do it. But in this, I say I don't think we have enough of us have God in our life. I think that's what's missing, and I feel like God be telling me like, tell the people about me, and I'm like, I'm ready for that. They ain't about to listen to me.
No, me too.
Like, why now? Like, I don't want to. Can I just go? Like, let me just leave me. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna talk to the people. I'm going to act I'm gonna act, but I can't. I don't want to tell the people about you yet because they ain't gonna listen to me because I'm still gonna deliver it.
Because when I was in grad school, I used to like host a Bible study.
Really?
On campus, right? And all these girls would come and they would rock out and we would, talk about God or whatever. And it's like I have that feeling in me, like, do it online. Do it on your social media, to, talk about me. And I'm just like, oh, God, they don't want to. I'm thinking, God, they don't want to hear that. Yeah. They just want me to, clown and be funny. Right, they don't want to hear that.
Right.
And it's just like, but,
yeah.
Look, then you look at people like Kev on stage.
Yeah.
Who does have a platform that, is a godly platform. Yeah. And it's just like, Tabitha Brown, right? She talks about God all the time on her.
Yeah, but this is the thing is like people also then put them in this perfect box. Where it's like me, I am a man that is believes in God. That is the reason why I just listen every day. Go feed these people. This is why you're here in Dallas. You're not here for this. This is what you got to do. And I do speak of God in this podcast. But I am gonna be like, bitch, what the fuck? Let's go get us a drink out of here. I'm still ghetto. So, and I understand that is like, I'm always going to be that for now, right? Because that's nothing. That doesn't validate who I am. How I treat people and how I make people feel is what it is. So people would judge me. Ain't no way you could be a God. You just called somebody a bitch and shit. You drinking. Don't judge me like that. Yeah. So I can't. Well, that's what'll happen. Yeah. If on stage somewhere drunk, they're going to be like, hey, I thought you was.
I thought you was. Right. Yeah.
So you're supposed to be perfect.
I know. Which to me feels so limiting. Right. It's so limiting. Like I got
and it creates people to be fake.
Yeah, I got a cousin that's she's a pastor. And I mean she own it. She own it. Like she really heavy into that. But when the song come on, like I know she be wanting to twerk. I know she be wanting to twerk, but she's, she's worried about people judging her and feeling like she's not in that space.
Yeah, so for I think with both of us, we got to figure it out. Figure out how to do it a little bit. We ain't got to be pastors and all that, but we got to figure out how to.
What's your purpose?
What's the purpose in spreading the word of God? And for me right now, it's just by doing and making people feel good and treating people well, and that's all. That's what I could do. I mean, I feel like that's of God for me right now, is making people feel good. And
I think it's so, but I think that's God. Like, you going out feeding the homeless.
Yeah.
Do you, like the pastors and church people that don't do that.
Yeah.
And you like that's big.
Yeah. And I love it so much because I'll be making them gourmet food. They be down there like, what the? I see you eat shrimp. Heck yeah, I eat shrimp. I ain't had shrimp in so long, and I love it.
Can I help?
I would love for you to help.
Please, I would love to help.
It's a real fast process too. We just go out there, we just hand them out, boom, boom, bam, and it's to anybody at this point. Cause I don't want to say, oh, you're home, you look like this or whatever. Da da da. It's just we will walk up to anybody who wants some food who's out here, and I could tell that some people aren't, but they want some food because there's been times where I've been hungry but not homeless.
Right.
And that it's whoever God leads me to at this time. Is like the last one I did. I always walk past these people under the bridge, and I was like, well, let me just make some food for them real fast. I didn't know how many people was gonna be under there. I didn't know how much food I was making, but I made eight containers of food. I went right to the bridge. It was 8 people under there. I said, wow. I mean, that's God.
That's God. Yeah.
And in the video, I recorded, he was like, is there enough for all of us? And I was like, I don't know. Let me see. I didn't even count them. I just put them in there. And it was enough for everybody.
For everybody.
People that were sleeping.
Okay, 5 loaves of bread, 2 fish. You better do that.
What I love about it is they really look out for each other. A lot of times I'll be like, oh, they'll be like, oh, we got to get homeboy over here. They really, really look out for each other. I love that. They're so thankful. They're like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do you have enough for him? They'll go grab it, go take it to whatchamacallit. They're like, some of the best people that I've met have been the unhoused people on the street. Some of the nicest, genuine people down here. I know that
you know what? And I have to say this because it just crossed my mind and I might forget. I have met people who have come into my office, and just people in general too, that go, their therapist was mean to them. Let me say this. If you are in therapy and your therapist is mean to you or putting you down, leave, quit, stop. Do not pay that person anymore, because your therapist is not supposed to make you feel bad about yourself. At all.
People tell you that a lot.
I've heard it often.
Right.
I won't say a lot, but I've heard it often. Where they go like, oh, I thought you were going to be mean. And I said, why?
Right.
And they're like, because my last therapist was mean. What?
Yeah.
Life has already beaten you down enough.
Right.
Right? And if you're in therapy, you really need somebody to kind of like be there for you, help you understand. Like, what?
Right.
I'm so mad. Like, that makes me so mad.
Right.
No, stop. That is not therapy. That is not how that's supposed to go. This person, you're supposed to be you're supposed to like your therapy. You're supposed to like going to therapy.
Yeah, that's why. So we did talk earlier. You don't have kids.
No.
And you said you might have wanted kids, or you want kids.
I do want to try to have a baby.
You sure though?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen somebody with a kid and you say, I want their life? Because I feel like the reason why I don't want no kid.
I'm over you right now. Why would you say that?
Because I feel
why
like
would you say
people
that?
with kids, they want my life, right?
Yeah. I think the grass is always greener. Right? And I'm not gonna say it's funny you said I've never looked at somebody with kids and went, I want their life. I never have.
They be aggravated, annoyed.
They do.
You ever call your friend with kids on the phone? Sit down. Just take it. Always like you be trying to tell a good story. So then I went to hold up. If you don't put that
facts. But I don't know. I just want a baby.
So I feel like another reason why, we all know, if you're watching the episodes, that I wanted to be a dad so bad. And the reason why in today's world, I think in today's world, I don't even like today's world, right? Would I want to raise a child in today's world? And I also think the reason why I don't want to be a dad is because I'm going to be such a good dad. And that's stressful.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
I want to know where you at. I'm a good uncle. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? I got to
Yeah.
educate him. We're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this. Me and my nephew working on a book. How's he doing in school? What's going on? Do I need to talk to him? How's he doing? What is he eating? What's his diet? What is it? I'm like this with a kid that he just happened to look like me a little bit.
Right.
I love him so much. I'm so worried about it. I don't want this sort of stress on me with my own. I'm like, no, I don't think I want this.
And I'm gonna be a good mama. Yeah. Right. And I think like, well, when people are like, well, how would you do comedy? How would you continue doing comedy? And because I would, right? I'm gonna have the nanny in the back of the club with the bassinet, with the, you know what I'm saying? With the milk.
So I feel like the Entitled Opinion podcast, I haven't really said what it's about. I feel like it was just going to, I feel like Entitled Opinion, we were supposed to talk about like current topics and things of that nature. That's what the podcast used to be about. But I feel like I don't want to talk about people no more. I want you to be entitled to the opinion on your life. I want people to love themselves and take ownership of things that you've done wrong and things that you want to do right. And I feel like this conversation went there.
It did. I think it went a lot of good places. That, you know, the stuff that we like, a lot of times we like think about, but we don't really sit down and talk about it.
Right.
You know, and have these kind of conversations.
Right.
Yeah.
And take ownership and be completely vulnerable.
You know what's funny? I always see like memes and videos and stuff where people say like women can't take accountability.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Like men go, women can't take accountability.
I feel that way.
I think sometimes we do struggle. You do struggle with it, but I do.
You ever watch the Kendra G single show?
A little bit.
You see when Kendra asks women name 3 flaws, and they could never answer that question. So I went and asked the women in my life, you know, name 3 flaws, and nobody could answer the question.
Really?
And whenever they do answer that question, name 3 of your flaws, it's something like, I just love too much.
Oh, Lord.
Like it's something
like you on a job interview. That's job interview answers, right? Oh, I'm too punctual. I'm here so early.
That's so
no,
true.
Stop.
That's so true.
Right.
So do you feel that?
I think we do sometimes because I think we do struggle with self-love.
Right.
And it's almost like, God forbid you think less of me.
Right.
Than you did before. Right. Because if I own up to it, whatever this thing is, then you're gonna look at me differently. And I think like in my dating life, like the last guy that I was dating, I think I was always like worried that he was gonna look at me different or not value me in the way that I wanted him to.
Right.
So, you know, it's just like you're always like in your head. You're always in your head about it.
Right.
You know, but if you're with somebody who is loving, supportive, grown, mature, right, and they you know, they value you in that way, then you shouldn't have a problem being honest,
right,
and just really take an accountability.
Yeah, people should should love you for. I feel like I actually got into it today on Facebook because one of my friends said, Tanisha, who I love, and she's married and she's happily married, but she says a woman who finds, oh my God, I don't want to say I don't know the exact quote, but it was like a woman who finds a husband has found a life or something like that, and or whatever the quote is. I'll paste it right here. And I was like, no, a woman who finds self-love.
No,
a woman who finds self-love. You don't even. A lot of women, and they're in the comment section like, send me one. I need no. You once you love yourself, you won't even.
Well, the thing is that you got to find yourself before you can ever like find that person.
You have to,
right?
And you think you love yourself.
Yeah, you think you love yourself. Like, you know what you like or what you don't like or what you want to do, what you don't want to do. But really, like, kind of peeling back the layers of doing things like people pleasing is huge.
Right.
And I like work with a lot of my clients about people pleasing.
Right.
You know, because you want to be liked. So you're doing all this stuff so people can like you.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like if you're in that space where you have like masks, people say, you know, they say you're wearing masks, Right. So if you're wearing masks and you attract somebody wearing a mask,
yeah,
they don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
And honestly, you don't like them either.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't even know the real you.
Yeah.
They just know what you're presenting.
Yeah, and a lot of dudes are like that too.
Yeah.
You'll see so many dudes who are not themselves around their spouse, but they're themselves around their family and around their friends. The spouse don't even really know who they are until y'all like are together, and then you realize you don't even like this person because they've been putting on a front of who they are. But also in that comments section, I said, if you find anybody in your life, if you have a great relationship with your mom, with your son, with your daughter, with your grandma, with your coworker, when you have healthy relationships in general, you found happiness.
Yeah.
That should not be put on one person to make you complete or to do that. That is not, because if you put so much on this one person who is supposed to come make you feel so healed, when that person doesn't, it's going to devastate you.
Yeah, you're devastated. Yeah.
Because you've already put so much on this one guy. And it shouldn't be. It should just be it should be like an add-on to your life.
Now we're not saying be for the streets. We are not saying be for the streets. right? No, but to your point though, right? Once you realize that you have the ability to make yourself happy,
right?
And that's
no, and I'm not saying be for the streets. I'm saying
he was like this one guy.
No. What I'm saying by this one guy is like your it should be, because I want to definitely promote. I feel like I met two brothers in the airport who travel together, and I was like, "Yo, this is so beautiful." And you could tell the way they were. First of all, I thought they were a gay couple at first, right? But they were brothers.
Did they have on pastel colors? Were they wearing pastels?
I don't know. It was because their love. I saw their love. Yeah, but my thing is that I thought that was such a beautiful relationship, and they weren't. They were so. I was like, this is beautiful, because to me, I think that we should celebrate all healthy relationships, all love. But the thing about it is that society and what's pushed upon us, they can't make money off of that.
Right.
You can only make money off of two people who, and also marriage. And you make money off the marriage. You make money off of it. It costs money for us to get married, right? It doesn't cost money for two brothers to do it. It costs you got to pay for the wedding. It's a part of the matrix of controlling what you think life should be. And I want to push that we should celebrate. I love when I see a mom at her son's game and people who celebrate their kids, and me, my love for my nephew. All of that is just what I think should be celebrated. All relationships, including your relationships with your spouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We should not be controlled by society to only celebrate romantic relationships.
Right.
Because a lot of times those are the fakest ones we got.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, and I always like to celebrate like Black boy joy. Yes. Have you seen the videos where like men are like frolicking through the meadows and like in the flowers and the tools and stuff? Like, I think that's so dope.
Yeah.
Because I, in our culture, like black men are tend to look at like, oh, they're hard, they're mean, they're gangsters, they're gonna do, and it's just like, I know so many sweet, nice,
when most of
amazing
us are the
black
goofiest,
men,
and that's what I'm talking about. Where it's like people aren't comfortable, but a lot of black brothers are not comfortable being their goofy selves. Most black men are goofy and funny and silly and do all that, but you don't. Society doesn't see that version of them because it's not acceptable to see that version, and that's why for me it's like I live my life as everything that I am.
I love being able to like make people laugh.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because when we were talking about earlier, like how we're perceived.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times black women are perceived in this just like negative kind of way, attitude, all the time, bop. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, same. Like, I know a lot of black women that are like funny and you know what I mean? We have like very poignant, like intellectual conversations.
Yeah.
All that. My girls are like, you know, an array of, you know, success and intellect and fun and all of that.
Yeah, because a lot of those people who what's pushed out to society, people who are of substance and stuff don't really be on the internet doing all that. They're not gonna be, you know, they just kind of live. So what people think, especially in other countries, what Black American is, they think we are only Sexy Red, we are only Little Uzi or whatever, somebody.
And no shade.
We are that.
No shade to those people because
we're more than that.
We're more than that.
Yes.
Right. What they say we're not a monolith.
Yes. Yeah. At all. We're not just one version of it, but people think that we're just that one version. And that's what I wanted this podcast to do, is to have these conversations where you could see where we're just normal. We're a little ratchet. We're a little fun. We're not on here acting like a certain way. We're just being ourselves. Okay. Well, this concludes the.
We're concluding. We're ending.
Again, we're time to eat.
Okay, we gotta eat, y'all, because I know the food gonna be good.
Do you have any last words?
Did I get? No, I just want people to see my boots.
Yes. Do we get the boots? Get
My
the boots in there. Get the boots in there. Come
My
on.
boots. Yes. Ooh, it looked like the camera was sitting right here in my knees.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to
Thank y'all
this
so
week's episode, the 4th
much.
episode of Entitled Opinion. I don't know what we're gonna call this. It has to be titled something. We'll talk about it. I'm gonna run some titles by you.
Okay.
We'll name it together.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Because we're gonna.
Yeah.
Once we
The flavor of self love.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, I do this.
Flavor of self love.
I do this.
I should have named the podcast. No, name your podcast that.
I will.
That was good. That was a good one.